Citroën's Berlingo is one of the larger compact vans on the UK market, offering payloads of up to 850 kilograms and a maximum load volume of 3.7 metres cubed. The smooth diesel engines produce strong fuel economy figures and pricing is competitive. The driving experience isn't as perky as some would like, but the comfort and refinement are both a match for the sector's best efforts. The star turn in Citroën's LCV lineup has long been the Berlingo van. The original model was launched in the UK back in 1996 and soon won a lot of friends due to its straightforward design and robust construction. Now these days there's a second generation Berlingo van on the scene, but anyone expecting a like-for-like replacement will have been disappointed. Citroën has diversified its LCV lineup, moving the Berlingo upwards in terms of size and sophistication. You could level the criticism at some manufacturers that, in terms of importance, their commercial vehicles come a poor second to their passenger cars. Now this is understandable as passenger car sales dwarf those available in vanland, but the trick is to make van buyers still feel like they're important, and Citroën does that better than most. Now it's been an approach that's been rewarded by businesses right across Europe, where 1 in 7 Citroën sold is a commercial vehicle. Motive force for the Berlingo comes in the most part from Citroën's familiar 1.6 litre HDI diesels. Okay, so there is a 1.6 litre petrol alternative with 90 brake horsepower, but takers for that will be in the minority. For the most part, people will go for either the 75 brake horsepower entry-level diesel, which develops 185 Newton meters of torque at 1,750 RPM, or the version I've got here, the 90 brake horsepower 1.6 litre HDI diesel, which manages 215 Newton meters of torque at the same engine speed. Gross vehicle weight for the Berlingo has crept up in recent times. It varies between 1,960 kilograms and 2,130 kilograms. Now that's about 200 kilograms model for model up on the old first generation Berlingo. And for that reason, it doesn't feel hugely sprightly off the mark, but those huge torque outputs mean that it should have more than enough pulling power for any commercial situation you're really likely to come across. This second generation Berlingo actually rides on the same platform as Citroën's C4 Picasso Mini MPV, so it comes as no surprise to find that ride comfort is in a different league. Road noise and engine noise are well contained too, so long journeys just fly by. You've also got light steering, which combines with a very tight 11-meter turning circle to make this van feel very maneuverable in town. It really feels like a car on the move. Some operators might notice that it's a tad less agile and immediate in its responses than the original, and it rolls a little bit more too, but for most people that would be an acceptable trade-off. Berlingo van customers have 2 body styles to choose from, and both are on the large side of what you'd expect a compact van to be. Both share an identical wheelbase of 2,728 millimeters, but the longer L2 model has 248 millimeters grafted on at the back. Now, even the L1, the entry-level vehicle, has 4,380 millimeters of length, so it's not a short van. That's 243 millimeters more than the old Berlingo, and 350 millimeters more in terms of its wheelbase. Now payloads have gone up as well. They range between 625 and 850 kilograms. So at the top end, that's edging uncomfortably close to panel vans in the next class up. I've opted for the extra cost sliding side door here. But whether you choose it or not, the loading area really is versatile and easy to get at. Now you've got these doors that will open out to 180 degrees. You've got a loading area that even in the shorter L1 version is 1,800 millimeters in length, and it's never less than 1,229 millimeters in width. It's well protected. You've got this plastic protection going up half the height of the loading bay. You've got a ladder frame protection behind the driver's seat, and you've got this load compartment light that doubles as a torch, which is very neat. Another useful option is a little flap that opens up just here, so you can poke really long pipes and long items through it. Prices, well, excluding the dreaded VAT, they lie in the £10,000 to £12,000 bracket common to this class of compact van. Compact vans used to be, well, compact vans, but now this market has branched out into a series of niches and sub-niches. Now the Berlingo's job is to fill the yawning gap that exists between Citroen's little Nemo and their much larger dispatch van, an LCV that's large enough almost to compete with, say, a Ford Transit. And that's a competitor that rivals Citroen's largest LCV, the Relay. Now, as far as the Berlingo is concerned, its most obvious competitor, apart from the Peugeot partner that it shares its design with, its most obvious rival is the Renault Kangoo, a van that's also offered in two main sizes. Volkswagen's Caddy and Caddy Maxi models might also be considered alternatives. The Citroën Berlingo had better be well equipped, and of course it is. All models get ABS brakes, remote control central locking, electric front windows, a CD stereo, internally adjustable door mirrors, and the considerable pulling power of a Trafficmaster satellite navigation and vehicle tracking system. One little feature I'd like to see on all small vans, not only this one, is a little indicator that would tell me how heavily loaded I am at the back. Options list features, well, one thing that really took my eye was the all-road pack, designed for Berlingos likely to be regularly encountering rough surfaces. And here you get underbody protection and larger tyres. There's a choice of two cabin layouts, incorporating either 2 or 3 seat configurations. In the 2-seat version, the outer seat, that's the seat I'm sitting on now, can fold forward to provide a storage area and cup holders. But I've gone for the Extenso 3-seat configuration here. As you might expect, you can fold this centre seat down and you've got a handy storage area for your papers and stuff. But the real advantage of this 3-seat configuration is the ability to fold this outer seat right down and to be able to extend the whole loading area. So for long pipes or long bits of wood, you've got an easy carrying solution. Now what you can also do is fold the seats up like this, and if you fold the center seat up as well, then you've got a handy storage area built into the cabin floor. Now the proximity of the centrally mounted gear lever here makes it difficult for adults to sit in the middle, but I found it extremely useful on the occasions that I've been using the van to drop my kids off to school. Running costs, well, you can expect them to be quite impressive if you go for one of the diesels. They both return identical combined fuel consumption figures of about 48.5 miles to the gallon. And on that basis, it's pretty hard to see why businesses not considering a biofuel conversion would opt for the petrol version, considering its relatively modest 34.5 miles to the gallon combined showing. With the launch of the little Nemo van, Citroen's been forced to have a rethink when it came to designing and developing this second generation Berlingo van, and the head scratching's been worthwhile. It's larger but not too large, more capable and certainly more sophisticated than its forebear. True, it's not quite as agile as before, but if you want that, then it's quite likely that you'd be much happier with a Nemo. A key brief for this model is to tempt some business users out of their larger panel vans, thanks to the payload of up to 850 kilograms and the 3.7 metre cube load volume. Now I could see that happening. Everyone who's driven my Berlingo has commented that it's bigger than they thought it would be. Now true, there's some tough competitors out there, but this Citroën package is good enough to give any one of them a run for their money.